Graduates, now as you are now alumni of WLC, it is our tradition to have a fellow alumnus of WLC be the very first to welcome you to WLC alumni family. And I'm really pleased to introduce Derek Dupree to you. And in 2014, he created his own business. It's called Move Results as an avenue to engage and impact others through motivational speaking, leadership, skill building, facilitation, coaching, and writing. And he wrote a book, he's an author of a book called Shift, Move from Frustrated to Fulfilled. Hey, would you please join me in welcoming Derek Dupree. Derek.
Graduates, take a deep breath, for real. Take a deep breath in and let it out. You just graduated. Welcome to the alumni family. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting in between Abby and Tyler right there. 2002, 15 years ago. I know you were 51 years ago, so we just switched the numbers a little bit. 15 years ago. So I had the ability to look back and reflect on those years. And I started to make a list last night. What I wish I knew then that I actually know right now. And I really lasered in and I focused really on three things that I want to share with you today. The first thing is pursue personal growth and development. At the University of Utah, as a director of player development, I wasn't really loving my job at the time. In fact, I was miserable. So I had the opportunity to interview at the Wisconsin Athletic Club. And during that interview, one of the owners asked me a question. He said, "Do you have a plan for personal growth and development? And if so, what is that plan?" I just started talking. I started talking about how hard I worked, what I did. Moments later, about 5 minutes later actually, I realized I did not have a plan at all. So my challenge to you is, how will you commit to ongoing growth and development? Because jobs will always be at risk. The one thing you can do is take responsibility for your growth and development. Number two, take responsibility for your energy. I remember going to my daughter's hip-hop class after school, and I went to pick her up after that class, and all the parents were in the bury your head in the phone party. We were all looking down, and I actually looked up for just a moment and visualized walking into the gym doors and picture signs on all the gym doors. It says, "Please take responsibility for the energy that you bring to this place." That's exactly that was on both gym doors. And after class, I asked my daughter, "How was class? Was it fun?" She said, "Absolutely." I said, "Did the sign help?" She said, "I guess it did help." But you see, we don't need a sign to take responsibility for your energy. You just have to make the mental decision to actually do it. So my challenge to you is, how will you take responsibility for the energy in all the places that you visit long term? Number three, before I get to that one, raise your hand if you have a fear. Raise your other hand if you have 2 fears. Put your foot in if you have 3. You see, we all have fears. Number 3 is, do it afraid. In 2010, I had the opportunity to see Simon Sinek speak as a keynote, and he wrote the book, Start With Why, and that's what his keynote was about. And I had that moment where many of you might have already is, I want to do that. Exactly what he is doing right there. But the problem was, I didn't do that. I never spoke in front of people at all. In fact, I would crash and forget everything I said every time I stopped up here. I made a decision to do it afraid. 3 years ago, I wanted to write a book. The problem was, on my ACT score from high school, you remember that moment? My reading in English was 11. So how in the world are you going to write a book with an 11 ACT in reading? I made a decision to do it afraid. I'm going to challenge you to do it afraid. From the day you were born until now, you've been alive on Earth for about 175,000 hours. From today until what many deem the retirement age, let's just say 65 years old, you have another about 375,000 hours. You don't need hours and hours and hours to make a decision to do it afraid. You just need 1 second to know your dream and make the decision to go after it and do it. In closing, I'd like you to stay connected. This is your home right now. It's still going to be your home. Stay connected to your home away from home. And there are different ways to do that. I'll share 3 ways to do that. Number 1 is just giving money. Start now and just start small. Every gift matters. And I can guarantee what you give will come back to you tenfold. Number 2 is attending different events. My favorite is when all the students decorate the halls for Halloween, and my daughters come there and just light up. Little did I know that that moment where you're going to be switching roles with me and you're going to be in there with your kids is going to come faster than you know it. So attend the awesome alumni events. And the last thing, when you have that opportunity, mentor a student. We talked about servant leadership. Everybody up here mentioned servant leadership. But to be an awesome servant leader, you have to manage and lead yourself. Pursue personal growth. Take responsibility for the energy that you bring to all the places that you go. And number 3, do it afraid. Thank you.